Hello, welcome to my 20th C# tutorial. Yes, it's been that many. In this tutorial, I'm going to teach you, we're going to take a few steps back and veer away from the Windows form programming which we have been looking at in the past few tutorials. We're going to go back to console application in order to teach you some principles and stuff like that on how C# actually, the code of it works rather than how you can visually design your program, because if you can't do the coding side of things, then the visual stuff won't actually do anything. It'll just look pretty. So in this tutorial, the concept, or the whatever you want to call it, that we're going to be looking at is called recursion. It's going to be a pretty short tutorial, and I'm going to explain to you first of all what recursion is and how to do it. Recursion, to put it simply, without making it sound complicated in any way, is pretty much a method that calls itself. That's it. Doesn't sound too complicated. You know, it's in most cases it's a way of looping itself or looping code, but without using like a for loop or a for each loop or a while loop or any other loops. And I will come to a for each loop sometime, probably the next tutorial actually. I know I haven't covered it before, so that's what I'll do next. So yeah, we're going to create a simple program that will do recursion. So first of all, we're going to start off with creating another method. Okay, so we've created another method called nextNum, and it has the arguments of a num, or an integer called num. Okay, so what we're going to do in this is we're going to print out, first of all, console.writeLine, print out num. That's the first thing. The second thing we're going to do is we're going to check to make sure num is greater than 0, because if it's not, if we don't have a test in here, it will loop forever, and it'll end up causing an error because the number's too big for the variable or the data type to hold, or something like that there. So we need a test. As with almost every loop, you need to have a condition that will check whenever the loop should end. So in our if statement, or if block, we're going to do something rather different. Okay, hang on. I just called a method. Fair enough. And I give it an argument. Well, I give it a piece of maths to do. So what's going to happen is divide num by 2. Nothing overly unusual there, except that the method we're calling is the method we're in. And yes, that will work. That won't cause any errors. So pretty much what it's doing is it gets to here with a number. So say 10. Prints out 10. 10 is greater than 0, so we'll do this. Then we'll jump back up to here. Oh, instead of having 10 this time, we've got 10 divided by 2, so we've got 5. And it's an integer, so it won't take 2, or it won't divide 5 by 2 and get 2.5. It'll probably get 2. Okay, so it'll be 5. 5 is greater than 0. 5 divided by 2 is 2.5, but it's an integer, so 2 divided by 2 equals 1, and then it'll go down to 0.5, which will turn out to be 0. Sounds complicated. I just kind of probably explained that really badly, but let's go ahead and call this to start off with. So let's start off with the biggest number, because it'll illustrate it better. And then we're just going to do console.readKey, so as it will remain open. So we run this, and there we have 500 divided by 2 is 250, divided by 2 is 125, divided by 2 is, well, 62.5, but it'll be 62 because it's an integer, and it keeps going on and on and on until it gets to 0, then it stops. Okay, let's make this number slightly bigger, see if it'll still work. Yeah, and it works again. Divided by 2, divided by 2. You know, it doesn't really take that many steps before you get to 0. But the point of this video is just to show you something that you'd probably never have thought of to loop your code. Like personally, I would always think of using a loop first of all before I would ever think of using a recursion, but it is there for you to use, and it's very useful sometimes. So I'm just teaching you that principle now, so as you know about it, and that there are alternate ways of doing things. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like this video. If you have any suggestions, please comment, and in the next tutorial we're going to be learning about for each loops. Okay, thanks for watching.